Welcome to Be Better Thursdays, a video every Thursday to inspire you to be the highest version of yourself with strong Vida. Be better every day. Hi everyone, welcome to Be Better Thursday. Today I want to talk to you about productivity. But before we go into the 5 tips I have for you to be more productive, I want to make sure we all lay down a foundation and be clear about what productivity is for you. How does it look like in your everyday life? And why would you like to be more productive? And this may sound silly or boring, or you want to skip it and go directly to the tips. But I would say really give this a thought and consider doing it. All you have to do is bring out a notepad and then start writing in detail your feelings about why would you like to be more productive, why you would like to accomplish more. This might look very different for you than it looks for me. So we're all unique and we all have different productivity dreams. That's how I like to call them. And it's just very easy to get caught up in somebody else's productivity dream because we see them in the media, we see people doing things, we see other people that seems to be like busy or having so many things to handle. But is that something that you would like to do? How does it really look for you? And I'll give you an example because when you ask these questions, why is productivity important for me? You are looking for a mission and you're looking for an intention, a purpose, and sometimes you don't really know what your mission is. Sometimes you don't know what your purpose is, but you can start trying to find it out through what fulfills you, what makes you happy, and all of that. And stay very close to feelings, emotions, and the quality of life. And stay apart from the doing, the goal setting, the accomplishing, because productivity sometimes it's very relatable of getting things done and doing, but really it's much more about who are you becoming when you're doing those things, and what would you like to feel when you're doing those things. Because in reality, at the end of the day, bottom line is we want to accomplish things because those things are going to make us feel something. And what is that something? Happy, right? So it's all about the feeling. Stay close to the feeling when you're writing down your stuff and when you're taking note, or sometimes people like meditating about it, journaling, whatever that is for you. And then the next question is, how does it look like in my life? Be very detail oriented with that. So look at yourself waking up and stay in touch with the feeling. I want to have a balanced day. I want to have a calm day. I want to be single tasking on the things that fulfill me creatively, and on the things that fulfill me to make a difference in the world and to help others. And already knowing what those things are for me in the day, and then mixing those things up with eating mindfully and maybe taking walks or taking breaks, having an active relationship with my husband, sleeping 8 hours a day, being aware of adjusting my productivity plan through my changes. All of those little things, everything that comes up to your head, write it down. And once you have a clear vision, that's when you want to make use of the tips I have for you, if there are any tips that you would like to use. Some of you might be already doing some of these things, but as long as you even try one, I think it's going to help you. So tip number one. Tip number one is system. Okay, so create a system. This could be anything. It's just that you have to bring some sort of structure to productivity. Because whether you are an extreme structure person or you're a free spirit, there has to be some sort of structure into your day so that you know where you're going. It's sort of like saying, well, I want to get here, but I have no idea, like I have no plan of action. And it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a system that's going to work forever. You do have to adjust your system as you go. But this might just mean like, maybe you like writing things down, so it's better for you to use a calendar on your desk, or it's better to use an agenda. Or maybe you like technology, so you're better using an app or using something online or using it in your computer. Whatever gets you organized and clear your ideas out of what are you going to be doing during the day to align yourself to your mission, your intention, your purpose and the quality that you're going to bring with your productivity. So if you're a very busy mom that has 3 kids and it seems to be no structure during the day, make sure you take time to look at the system. Maybe you already have a system but it's not working out, so make sure you take the time to change that out or adjust it. Okay, the second step, it's an MIT. And MIT stands for most important task. A lot of people do this already. This is a very famous way of being more productive during the day. And what you want to do is you want to choose the most important task for you that you're going to accomplish that day, that you're going to get done. And the way you choose it is that you ask yourself, if nothing was able to be done today, if I weren't going to get anything done today, what would be the one thing that absolutely needs to be done today, needs to get done today? So that one absolutely thing is your MIT. And some people like to do 4 MITs a day. Some people like to do 3 MITs a day. I, through trial and error, stay with 1 MIT. And the reason why is because I like single tasking. When you're very focused on one thing, I don't like switching around. I've realized that just doesn't really make me more productive, multitasking. And my tasks are usually long. It takes me a long time to design something. It takes me a long time to create, to write, to do these videos, for example. So make sure you really stay on the low side of things. So I would say 1, 2 maximum. But if you want to try out different ones, just make sure you write them down and that you have them all set either the night before or very first thing in the morning. And so you want to make sure you add your MIT into your system. So number 3. Number 3 is going to be the fantasy spectrum. So fantasy spectrum. What a fantasy spectrum is, I'm gonna make it visual so that we all know that. Let's use this line right here. So in this line, there's an extreme on this side where there are the fantasizers, and there's an extreme on this side where are the absolutely no fantasy, and there in the middle there is reality. Okay, so what I realized one day is that your attachment to your daily fantasies of being able to accomplish more than you can actually do, it's directly proportional of your level of productivity. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. So the more you attach yourself to the fantasies that you have of accomplishing more than you actually can, the less productive you're going to be. Okay, so for example, I started here in this extreme. I was a complete 100% fantasizer. I would wake up one day, or actually not one day, every day, and say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I have this project, I have this great idea, I'm gonna go, blah, blah, blah. And I would like sincerely think I could accomplish all those things. But it's because I was always underestimating the time that I had on my plate to do this thing, or I was overestimating my disposition, my energy level, my ability to accomplish those things. And so people that are in this extreme are usually the people that don't get much done depending on their standards. They do get things done, but they always feel they never get anything done because they have so many projects in their life. Now, the people that are closer to reality are more aware of how long things take, how much energy and time they take. So they usually have maybe an MIT or 2. And you know, what we all want is to be closer to what our reality is, right? Assuming, of course, there are going to be things that we can't plan for and all that. And then there are people that are non-fantasizers at all. They don't like responsibility. They really prefer keeping their time clear at all times, and they're just paralyzed. It takes them a really huge amount of energy and effort and doubt to take on a project or on a task. So they're sometimes very doubtful, or sometimes they just don't want to let go of their free time. I know very few people in here, but I do know them. So why is it so important to know where in this spectrum you stand? I would say right now I have moved very close, so like I'm right here, probably. I still overestimate myself, and it's important for me because if you are here, if you're a huge fantasizer, one thing that you can do is you can make sure that in your system you have time slots. That helped me a lot to really go towards reality. Because when you see time slots, when you have 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., you really see how much time and how much energy you can dedicate to a specific task. Versus when you just have a blank to-do list, it's very easy to overestimate things and just be like, oh yeah, totally, I can drive here, I can get here, I can do this, and then I will call somebody, and then they will pick me up, and then we just write that down in an hour or so. But in reality, that doesn't take an hour or so. Driving there takes 2 hours. So a time slot daily sheet helps a lot here. And you probably use it for like 3 months or so. And then if you are closer to this edge or extreme of things, then you want to make sure you at least have 3 to 5 things a day to do, even after work. If you have a full-time job, usually this non-fantasizers have full-time jobs usually, and I'm generalizing here, that's not necessarily the case, but usually if you consider yourself here, you have a full-time job, and then you rather either do things for pleasure after work or do nothing. Like, so you don't like to engage in any type of project that had to do with anything about your mission in life or intention, and none of that. So if you do want to move towards being more productive in life and fulfilling that calling of what you're here to do, then you want to maybe start exercising, adding 3 things to do every day, and that would like start taking you out of paralyzed mode. Okay, so the fantasy spectrum, it's a very good awareness tool that worked a lot for me. And then number 4 is no. So say no to things, and this is huge. This has been really also a very good tool for a fantasizer, but this also is a good tool for a non-fantasizer, because there's so many distractions nowadays, and I'm not only talking about social media, I'm not only talking about like all the fun things, but I'm also talking about even within something that is aligned to your intention or your mission. It is very distracting to maybe not choose or do the things that are actually going to take you faster to your goal, which in reality is to be more productive. So I'm going to give you an example. If your intention here is to travel the world, and you get an offer to teach about geography at a convention that you really like, that you have been pretty much every year of your life, it might be that that convention for you, it's not really the best thing that aligns with your traveling intentions. But because it's about geography, and you probably love geography, and you love the world, and you love to talk about it, it's very tempting to say yes. And because maybe you love teaching and you love sharing your experiences of all the places you've been, it might be very tempting to say yes. But in reality, if you really look at things closely, it doesn't align on your intention better than just traveling the world, right? So or then just buying a ticket, or maybe working at a place where you get ticket discounts or something like that. And this actually leads me to it's a good segue to the 5th tip. And the 5th tip is to always trust your intuition. And really, I'm not talking here about like, oh, fairy tales, your intuition voice. No, I'm really talking about knowing that productivity has a lot to do with structure, but it also has a lot to do with what's calling you, with what exactly would be the best way to go. And the only one that knows that better than anybody else, it's you. But only if you stay in silence, give the space to it, meditate, and actually willing to hear and believe in and act upon your intuition. So going back to this example, let's say your intention is to help as much people as you can. So that's my intention, to help as many people as I can. So if I get an offer to teach a one-on-one class about all these things that I'm telling you here, that might not be the best aligned thing for me, even though it's tempting, because again, I love teaching, I love talking about this, but maybe doing it in a different setting will reach a lot more people, and maybe more people will be helped, or more people will use it or share it, I don't know. So my intuition, just bringing myself back to meditation, into silence, will be so much more easier to really listen in silence, because when your mind is not that busy and the chatter, it's more not controllable, because that's not the word, but guided through meditation. And when you're able to focus away from your chatter, then you are more able to listen to your highest voice, to your higher self, really giving you some direction. So I hope this helps. As always, here are your 5 productivity tips, and don't forget to lay down the foundation before anything. And well, cheers for a productive life. Take care. Thank you so much for watching our episode of Be Better Thursdays. If you would like more inspiration, plus exclusive invitations and free resources to become better every day, please find the email list link in the description below this video. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, or just like it. See you soon, and remember to be better every day.